Alright, this is my updated Arcana Knights of Raw deck profile. I've been trying to run it with Slifer, but as much as I love Slifer over Raw, he doesn't have a sphere mode, and sphere mode gets rid of problems, so yeah. I've been playing this deck since day one. I will never get rid of it. I have Ghost Rare, so it's like it's not a flex. You can say whatever you want. It's not a flex. If you love the deck, you're gonna invest in it because you're gonna be playing it all the time. I'm not one of those duelists that's just going to get a deck to ride the wave, and then when I get tired of it or something else comes along that's better, ditch it. I'm the type where I play the deck, I'm gonna invest in it, make it better, and then just over time, just get other cards updated and still play what I love and still make it as competitive as possible. I would never abandon my decks, and I'm old school, so Ra's been here since the beginning. Exodia, Blue Eyes, Stardust Dragon later on. These are decks I love and I'll continue to play. So, again, this is not a flex, but you're going to invest in what you love because you're going to have it for a long time. I'm never going to get rid of these cards. Whether they go up in price or go down in price, they're my cards. It's a hobby to me, it's not a business. And I've done so much with this deck that people don't see it coming or the possibilities until they run into me and say, I didn't know the deck could do that. That's amazing and good, and you're one of a kind. And then some of the combos, they don't get it or they didn't see it before, and so I do it, and then it's like, oh shit, I didn't know they could do that. So I'm gonna try to get into this. I'm just gonna say the deck profile, and then I'm gonna show you videos afterwards of what you can do with it and what I've done with it, that nobody else runs it my way. You want to make the deck your way, and a deck's limitation is up to your mind's limitation. So a deck can go only far as you can think, and that's not meant as an insult either. It's meant like if you think basic, you're gonna play basic. If you think above and beyond, you're gonna play above and beyond and catch people off guard. So I've gotten second place, I've gotten first place, and I've won this playmat, which is the deck's playmat. So I went hard for it, and I kept OTKing people left and right. And it was people I didn't know at a locals I go to, but not often, a secondary locals. So they didn't know what I played or how to stop it. So that gave me the advantage of the unknown, and I just OTK'd. And I knew what the meta is, so it's like I was pre-prepared. And I won the playmat and the field center too. So I love this, and I will never ever stop playing this deck. I don't care what anybody says. It's my favorite, and my Slifer Exodia deck profile is coming up soon. Waiting for a card in the mail to come. But I love this deck, like since day one of it getting new support. The Knights. So not a flex. It's the card I love. So I love Ghost Rares. The Winged Dragon Aura. One of. That's it. 3 sphere modes, get rid of problems. We all know what it does. And you contribute it for Raw. I love this new support, so this made it way better. The True Sun God, which is basically you can search out sphere mode, and it has protection of the problem we have being OTK'd. So if they don't get rid of this, which happens often because nobody really plays the deck like I do, you search out sphere mode, they special summon like crazy without getting rid of this card. Then they say game and OTK, and there's like you can't attack on the turn a monster special summon. So now they're sitting there like they committed to a board. They can't OTK me. They can't attack at all with special summon monsters, and they know I have a sphere mode in hand. So now they go negative. But I love this card because it stops them from OTKing if they don't get rid of it, and I get sphere mode. So pair it with piercing the precious cards from beyond. I don't play what everybody else play or the way they play. So it's like these are old cards that came out way before their time. So this is perfect. Play, you draw 2 from tribute summoning a monster requires 2 or more. This requires 3 of theirs, whether it's theirs or yours. It doesn't matter as long as you're the person who tribute. I have this card. So basically, play, search out sphere mode, going second, and then play sphere mode, tribute 2 of their monsters. So you basically have 5 cards in hand. You play the spell. You played True Sun God. You got sphere mode. You sphere mode them. The other spell card activates. You draw 2 more cards now. You got rid of the problems, and you still have 5 cards in hand now. Piercing the Darkness. We all know what this does. So since the deck plays the Arcana Knight package, you special out Queen, and then since Queen's a normal summon monster, whether you normal or special it, this will activate to draw a card. But then also, once you use them for exceeds, fusions, or synchros, this boosts. This is a built-in honest for that monster that used them in another card as material. Reinforcement of Army. Normally the target is Bauer because he's an extender, but opening up, if you already have a board and everything established, Bauer is useless, so I only run it as 1. Joker straight, good sweet spot at 2 because you're going to play 2 Jokers wild, so it's like having 4 copies of this anyways, and it speeds it out, and you only can activate once per turn of your turn. And even if you have 2 or 4 in the graveyard, 2 spell and 2 of the traps, you can recycle on your turn and their turn. So like I find it fine at 2 each. 2 face card fusions for each in the Conquering Star. It does so many things and helps speed out the other one. 2 Jokers wild. Stoic Challenge. Mine's is more exceed based, so this equips, powers up, and does double battle damage. 1 Bauer. Good for opening plays only. That's one always good at 1. And with reinforcements, it's like having 2 copies anyways. I love this card. This is the key card. Joker's Knight. And using it with face card fusion to bring out Eon's in the Conquering Star, or even playing the spell to bring out all 3. Play face card fusion, fuse with him, bring out Eon's in the Conquering Star. Eon will search out a secondary one, and now you have 2 Jokers wild in hand, speeding it out from the deck. 2 queens, that's all you really need. You don't want a brick, so the less bricking, the more winning. That's what we're aiming for. 2 kings, 1 jack. We're playing the competitive build my way. So if you play a different way, that's good for you. I don't want to hear no negative stuff on my channel. And then there's problems I had before. I don't know if I'm pretty sure all the other Arcana players have ran into it where you don't have enough recycling, or let's say you have all 3 or both of your queens in graveyard, so you're stuck with the spell and trap card in your hand, and you don't really know how to. You have to wait or get OTK'd or whatever the case is, but you need to bring the knights back, or the extra. Even the extra deck monsters, like you trying to pick what to do, or it's too slow where you're recycling the trap and the spell to just bring out 2 of these, but you have so many in the graveyard. It's like, I found a solution for us. Exodus, the Forbidden Lord. The ultimate Forbidden Lord. And it is perfect for it, where even if you open up with that going into your big monster, I'll show you. You can play him, put back all your knights to your deck, put back all your extra deck monsters where they belong, and now you have a free 10 on board. And then if you have a god card on the field, even if you're running Slifer, you have Slifer on the field. This puts back all your knights. It's a special summon by putting back the cards as cost. So now you have 2 level 10s on the field. You go into a level 10 exceed, which is what I do. And this fixes the problem of recycling. It's like this to just put everything back so you can go live with your spell card and trap card if you haven't used all of them. And that's basically it for that part. Everything else is a different package, but well, I'll put it on here. There should be room here. So for interruptions, it's not to stall out, but you do what you have to do to win. Just 2 Mystic Mine. Just 2. 3 Demise of the Land. Not the trap card because you don't want to get ashed. 2 Floodgates, so 2 Vanity Ruler. And this is good too, like I said, with Precious Card from Beyond. You play the spell card. You ditch a card, you bring out King and Queen. You could stop there and then tribute King and Queen for your regular normal summon to bring out Vanity's Ruler. Now you have a Floodgate on the field, and you draw 2 cards from Precious Card from Beyond. And then your spell card would recycle one of the queens, and then you continue going from there. Now there's a lot of decks that play fusion heavy cards since the Albaz stuff came out, so this just completely shuts them down. Grave of the Super Ancient Organisms, or anything that plays special summons level 6 and higher special summon monsters. This shuts them down on the field. They cannot activate their effects, and they cannot declare a battle phase. So since we exceeds, like, it doesn't affect ranks, just monsters that are special summon. And yes, it does apply to this and your gods if you special summon them or eats in the Conquering Star, but you'll basically get 2 level 10s on the field, so you could just go into a level 10, a rank 10 exceed monster, so bypassing the problem of this. And it shuts down the problems of any fusion decks you're playing or any decks that just bring out special summon monsters 6 and above. 1 Poison of the Old Man. This helps us with our problem of, even if you summon Raw regularly, you give up all your life points. If you already had this for a few turns, you're just going to get back life points. And there's an Exceed monster that gives up all your life points to OTK. If you didn't manage to OTK and you still have control of the field, you just play this and just get your life points back. And 1 Heartbeat Feather Duster. That puts the deck, I believe, at 41. I'll try to keep it at 40. 41's pushing it to me because you want to see the cards, you want to see your combos, and everything from there. I'm going to go into the extra deck once I finish doing this. I still want to put them in order. And then I'll show you video clips of what I can do and how I play it. You play the way you play your build your way. I don't want to hear nothing negative. Nobody's going to play the same. There's nobody. Like, you could have similar builds, but different strategies in the extra deck and how you want to do it. There's no twins. So, 1 Arcana extra Joker. This also offers protection from being targeted by himself. He protects himself from being targeted, and any monster he points to. So if they target a lot, you could just use his effect to negate, and he discards the spell, trap, or monster to negate that, and basically, your cards recycle. So you can just negate, send the spell, trap, or monster that recycles, and then you'll get something back. You never go negative, really. And offers protection for 2 more cards. 2 Eaton the Concrete Stars. This is the perfect monster that I love bringing out with face card fusion. And even when you're locked under Joker Straight or Joker's Wild or whatever, he's a light warrior. And not only that, he's 2 level 5, so you can send Jack and Joker's Knight to the graveyard. And since Jack is a vanilla, this will make you could use him in combination with your Piercing the Darkness. He'll attack. He'll get boosted by like an Honest from Piercing the Darkness. And then his own effect, if they're the level he is or lower, he could drop their attack to 0. So let's say they're 3,000. He gets powered up by 3,000. His own effect dropped them to 0. They're taking 6,000 to the face. And I'll show that. And even if you play the trap card, because they're playing fusion cards, he's a level 10. You could bring out 2 or whatever, even ultimate, and then go into a rank 10. So, and not only that, when you fusion summon, like let's say you bring out Joker's Knight, you fusion summon with Jack, he on special summoning, he gets to search out another level 5. So you just bring out another Joker's Knight. So he speeds out Joker's Knight from the deck. This is the boss monster I said. The other one, if you want to bring out Bauer to bring out 1 King and Queen. I'm trying to let it show. You want to use Bauer to bring out 1 set of King and Queen going into a regular Exceed. And then one of your light warriors. And then you play Joker Straight, bring out another King and Queen. Now you're locked into light warriors, but this deck is fine because these are light warriors. And you go into a second Exceed monster with a different name or same name. And now you can get rid of both of the Exceeds and go into this and then claim for this. So it's perfect. This is one of the other stronger boss monsters. This is the other card I love, so I run it at 2. I can never say its name, so I'll just let you read it. Why is this so blurry? There we go. And this one's a risky one though, because his lingering effect, not activated effect, is you give up all your life points until you have 500 left. Then during battle, you select one of your monsters and its attack is doubled permanently. Then his activation effect is to discard one material, and he's also built in Honest. So let's say you target himself, he goes from 25 to 5,000. Then his built-in Honest, he'll just attack and they'll take 5,000 to the face because his effect is a built-in honest. One heroic champion Excalibur. Maybe because of the card. We got one Excalibur. I apologize. Like I said, this is one of the cards, and it's a different OTK too. You could use Bauer to bring him out, and then use the spell card to bring him out. And let's say they're wide open, or no matter what the case is. Well, let's say they're wide open. Bauer brought King and Queen for this. Activate his effect. He becomes 4,000. You use the spell card to bring out this card. Give up all your life points. Target a monster's attack is doubled. So he's already 4,000. So just target him. He becomes 8,000, and that's game. Like, that's a 2-card OTK. One Paladino, which is another card. Like, you can literally Bauer straight, and then you can go into the boss monster if you want. But normally I like doing this, or if they have something that's too high of attack, but it can be targeted, just go into this. Drop it to 0 and negate its attack. Its effect. One Pleiades, staple bouncer. And then I like using this with Bauer and Stoic Challenge. And then the level 10s, like I said. So in combination with that, and you can use this one, number 35. Since you gave up all your life points for that card, if you bring him out beforehand, his effect would automatically activate. All your monsters gets boosted by the difference. So he would double a monster during attack. But then since you gave up 7,500 of your life points, if they're still at full, he's going to make you all your monsters attack a plus 7,500. So like your life points didn't go to nowhere. Or even if you brought out 2 level 10s, like the Fusion and then the other card, Ultimate Forbidden Lord, and you go into him and then you tribute all 3 other monsters for Raw, and then you gave up all your life points into 100, so Raw's at 7,900, but because of this card and you have him on the field, he would further power bar up Raw by doubling his attack basically, because he gives an attack of 7,900 for all your monsters, and that's already Raw's attack. So Raw, imagine that being just doubled. And then if they negate him, just go into 77, and it's a permanent 4,000 like his regular attack. So like bypassing their imperm. And then there's side cards, so it's like this is for the side card, Dragoon, and Natura Beast for spell decks and certain other decks that can't handle Dragoon. It's like you saw the main deck, so you want to switch it up next turn, and especially they see you playing Mystic Mine. They're gonna want to clear your field. So game 2, you switch things up. You use their fear against them. They're gonna wanna MSTU, Twin Twister, Lightning Storm, your back row, get rid of it. So it's like, why not switch these in? Take out the Mystic Mind stuff, put these in, and now you can basically they'll use their card to, let's say, get rid of this, and with this you bring out Dragoon. Now basically their spell card gave you a Dragoon. Now you have a negate on the field. Or if they're playing a heavy spell deck, like bring out Notoria Beast, and it's perfect with Notoria Beast because he sends 2 cards from on top of your deck to the graveyard to negate a spell. So even if they have 5 more cards, you're sending 10 cards to the graveyard basically to negate everything spell-wise that they have. And then your deck is the Knights, like it's the Arcana Knights. They're going to recycle, and thanks to them, you're negating them, and it's like, thank you. Now your Knights are going to recycle, and you're going to have even further play. So it's like, it's ingenious to just go further. Put these away. Oh. If they're playing trap cards, I like citing these in. Guiltia. When he's normal summon, he could banish a card that's stronger than him. But his other secondary effect is to ditch a card, which, you know, the deck recycles. And you can search out, one of the cards to search out is a dark machine. So it's like I like to use him in tandem with Jinzo. So use him, bring out dish one of the spells, or dish the trap, or whatever other cards, and then it's like bring out Jinzo. Now you can play Joker straight if you have it in hand with him, and ditch the other card. Special Queen, search out King, and now you can immediately normal summon, which includes tribute. So you can tribute Queen for Jinzo, and now you have this on the field and Jinzo if they're playing back row of trap cards, and this will just shut down the trap cards. This shuts down. This is placed with their fear, but if they're playing spell cards, you could use the Notorious Beast and everything, but I like bringing out Spell Canceller. They can't activate spells, attempt to activate spells, they can't change spells, they can't just do nothing with spells, and whatever is on the field spell-wise already is negated. And it's a 1 tribute, which is fine. You can play Joker straight. Even Joker's wild on their turn. They play a spell, change Joker's wild, special summon Queen, search out King, normal summon Spell Canceller. Just shut their decks down. Or anything else is up to you. This video is already getting a little too long for my taste. So we're going to get into the replay so I can show you, give you a little taste of, what I do with it and what you can do with it. Oh, that's loading. So this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega Beta. See, play the spell. You get all 3 for free. Right here. This is what I meant by using Eaton, because it's just off of the spell and the 2 spells by themselves. You get Eaton, and then you use the Jack's Knight, and then he searches out another Joker's Knight while you send another Joker's Knight to the graveyard. So it's just amazing. And then that's the basic boss monster I like summoning on my deck. Also, they can't attack any other monsters except him. So it's you have to attack him, and he has the built-in honest. So he protects your weaker monsters, basically. I played just to get more cards on the field. That's the only reason I played it. He dropped all their attacks to 0, but not him because he's stronger or higher rank, or that's how it works. I assumed he thought he's still 18 and that's why he attacked, not knowing he weakened his own monster. We recycle. Now I'm not going to play the spell yet, because then this stops me from attacking with my special summon monsters. And his effect won't work on him because he's a higher level. Now I play it so that no matter what he establishes on the board, he can't attack me with his special summon monsters that turn. And I got Sphere mode just in case. Built-in protection, like I said. I bounce him so he can't use it with 0, but he brought up the other one. He banished, and at that point he can't attack. That's what I mean by protection. And he already used his effect on his turn, so I'm good. I don't have to worry about interruptions. I was gonna force him out to use his spell. I knew what it was. He's the only one that could attack. He was special summon this turn, so due to Sun God. And we just go from there. He can't attack with the other monsters, not that he could, but that's why I said we have Sphere mode on the field. Since we drew it with Sun God, so it's I had no worries. But at this point, At that point, I had the rank 4 that was already here. I brought out another rank 4, and I was like, I'm gonna go into the bigger boss monster. So I went into Cavalier or whatever it's called. Oh, it's a material. Gave up my life points. So that way when I use him, he can't attack this turn because of this, but I can still select him and his attack is doubled. And then bring out further. So it's like, that's why I did that. And if they activate anything on their turn, he's a negate. So this is our big boss monster. He can't activate his effect because I drew the trap that stops his fusions. It stops mine too, but that's all good. And you see, my card, the hand just keeps coming back. And they keep coming back, and they keep coming back. Drop him, game. Show the second one. And this one I OTK. And then without using these, it's basically just Joker straight, and this, like, you can OTK. It's amazing. Get rid of his back row. Obviously, like, this is free off of Joker straight, and then you want to fusion summon. This is the OTK, basically a 2-card OTK. It's like there's different ways to OTK, not just one. And he searches out Joker. Give up the light points. We're going for blood. At this point, I had game regardless because it was, I know I was going to use him. His effect to boost him to 6,000, and then his effect, since he's a lower level, to drop him to 0, so I could do 6,000 damage. Then he's 2,000 defense, so I would have just attacked with him, and then that's game, because that's already 6 plus 2, that's 8,000 damage right there. But he brought him out, so I'm going to boost myself by him. When any warrior attacks, or any other monster I think it is attacks, he's a built-in honest. So it's like I attacked, boost him up, and then he just made me win faster. It's like I was gonna win anyways. Take the 6, and since he's boosted, game 2-card OTK. Now this is Bauer's OTK, and why I use it with Stoic Challenge. And again, Cavalier, or however you say his name, the heroic monster, and Vesper. Now here he was too anxious. So I was trying to make him use his effect first, so I can use my effect after, but I'll let you see what the hell I'm talking about. So see, this was the problem. So it's like I have to get him off the field, so I have to see if he doesn't know my deck or how I play it. So it's like I have to just try to wait to bait him out first, so I can know where to go from there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So like, alright, my thing was going for Pleiades. So send Queen to the graveyard. It copies her name into the end. And then since I normal summon King, that brings out Jack. Now I got 2 level 5s to go into a rank 5 play. So I was hoping and praying he wouldn't pop beforehand. So now it's like, we're gonna play the waiting game, but he got impatient, which gave me the advantage. So he used his effect too early to pop. So then I chained Pleiades to bounce him. So now he's forced to pop his own monster to pop one of my cards, which he popped my Pleiades, giving me the advantage. And I just attack for King. I have Bauer in hand, but he's my win. I want to fusion summon yet again because I have King on the field. I could substitute a fusion from my deck. So I did Jack from hand and Joker from hand and Joker from deck. And then he just helped me search out another one basically for free. I got another Joker. he popped all my monsters. So I'm like, alright, that's cute. But now you're locked on the Mystic Mine. This is what I meant just to hold off. Recycling. And now we draw a Stoic Challenge. So the Bauer OTK is live at this point, and like I said, this is just for interruptions temporarily, and we're gonna OTK. So we're gonna bring out Bauer, bring King and Queen, bring out this monster, give up all our life points, and then rank up for free into Vesper. So now the other monsters is a lingering effect, so I can target him, and whatever his attack is before battle is doubled. So now we're gonna activate Stoic Challenge. His attack is 4,300 because of Stoic Challenge, but now because of the lingering effect of the Heroic Hero, this will be doubled to 8,600, and he pierces. This stops you from activating your effect, but lingering effects, it does nothing to them, so he's still gonna pierce. So let's check field. As you can see, he's 8,600. Just attack his weak defense monster. He's negative 9,600. So that's the Bauer OTK. And then finally, because this video is already way too long for my taste, this is showcasing sphere molding them on their turn with Raw. Yeah, so even if we get Ash, we're playing send to the graveyard. This is perfect. Bring out King, and we already have our fusion summon. So it was the best play to do. So now the computer's acting slow. We bring out our Eaton the Conquering Star, which once everything resolves, just in case she searched out another Ash, I don't know. We can search out Joker's Knight, another Joker's Knight, while everything else recycled. And I know you're thinking, like, I had nothing. When he played that, I'm like, he just let me win. I mean, I didn't mean let me win, but that stops him from OTKing me. And he doesn't do nothing except during battle damage, I can drop a monster's attack that's the same level or lower than him. That's all he does. So when he did that, I'm like, I'm guaranteed surviving next turn and probably OTKing. But I'm like, when he brought him out, I'm like, he didn't even have to play that. If he wanted to really do big damage, he could have just used his effect to bounce. But again, people don't know these cards, so you have the advantage of the unknown. See, he banished, so he could have attacked me 50,000, but because he played the spell, he can't do nothing. I mean, you can't OTK me, so I was like, I'm safe. And my hand replenished, and then I'm just locking. This just safely lets us activate our effect, so they can't do nothing. I mean, not that he could with his effect anyways. With his banishing effect. Now, if he activated his destruction effect on the end turn, he would have activated it, popped, and then I would have drew a card and he would have still been locked on the Mystic Mine by himself. And now we draw Streamline. This is what I said, I love it in combination. And this deck, like I said, plays to shut down fusion decks. And, you know, whatever the meta is, you want to play what counteracts it a little bit. It's not impersonal. You just do what you have to do to make your deck viable. And as you saw, on his turn, I played Joker straight. I wish I could go back. But I played Joker's Wild. I mean, on his turn to get rid of the card, the spell, bring out Queen, tribute his monsters before he can really do anything on his turn. So this is what I meant by like interruptions. That's why I wanted to show this video as well. So you turn your sphere mode into a mini Nibiru. And we bring out our protector. Now we get sphere mode back, put him here. Play this just in case he twin twister. And then we play to bring out Eater. So now we got our 2 level 10s. Like I said, it's not situational, it comes up often. And now we got our 10s to go for game. And this would have been game right here. But he surrendered. So checking the field so I can show you. My turn, I really wanted to show it, but he already knew he wasn't going to win. Go into the level 10 play, put it here, and then use this to go into Heroic Champion. Then use Heroic Champion to lure my life points and double something's attack. And then that will trigger number 35, and then I would just have mad power on the field. But he had nothing, as you see, and we're going against the best of them. So that's it. What do you think other Arcana Knight players